Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, October 17th, and welcome to another episode of Style by Stevie. With less than 3 weeks left until election, we have 19 days left. Make sure you guys are registered to vote. Go to vote.org or go to iwillvote.com or kamalaharris.com and make sure that you're registered to vote. This is an election that is going to be close and possibly contingent to the very end. And Madam VP Harris is going to need every single vote to get elected as our next 47th president. So we are going to need all hands on deck to make sure that Madam Vice President Kamala Harris gets elected. So I need you guys, if you're not, early voting has begun in North Carolina today. So make sure you guys are registered to vote. Go to iwillvote.org, check your registration because they are purging voters off the rolls. So I need you guys to make sure to check to see if you're good to go. Now, early voting down here where I'm at in South Carolina begins Monday, October 21st. And we have a very special guest coming on the show. You will find out in that lineup this Friday, tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys are staying tuned. I will keep you updated all the way up until this election is going to be very close and contingent to the end. Now, before I add Dame, because Dame is here, I see you. Welcome, Fashion Dolls. Y'all like the look for today? This gown that I'm wearing is kind of long. I'm going to stand up a little bit. Yeah, y'all see the curves? Yeah, y'all see it? Donald Trump has threatened to use the military on us. That's how serious this election is, y'all. Anybody who opposes him or any of that, he will weaponize the military to go after me. He can go after anybody he wants to. The Supreme Court made it even more dangerous when they granted this man immunity. So that's how critical this election is. Make no mistake, if he is elected, Project 2025 will be implemented. So we need to be alerting everybody. Barbershops, beauty salons, church bake sales, everything. We need everybody on deck to elect Kamala Harris as our next president. Now, before I add Dame, the interview that she did with Bret Baier on Fox News, I thought she did an amazing job. But that misogyny from Bret Baier, where he tried to overtalk her, that didn't sit too right with me. That did not sit too right with me. Again, so show up and show out. This election is for our future and the next decades to come. So make sure you're registered to vote. Go vote. All right, so without further ado, Fashion Dolls, are y'all ready to have some chat today with our very special guest? Let's get right into it. He is an online coach and a musician, an artist. He does it all. And I'm good friends with his wife. His wife is my girl, Shayla Crayola. And we've had several beauty conversations. So welcoming back to the Dollhouse, Fashion Dolls, Dame Smith.
Hey, hey,
Hello. Welcome back. Welcome
how you
back.
doing? Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Welcome back. This will be what, number 5, number 4? We've done so many already. I've lost count.
Yeah, I think it's number five.
Yes, for the books. So since our last conversation, we did our last conversation during the summer months of this year. We're now in the fall winter months. So you guys feel the weather starting to get more cooler. That brisk, cool air
Yeah.
is air. It is my birthday month, so I'm excited about that as well too. But Dame, our last interview, what since then has changed? What since then has been different since our last interview?
Um, Not too much. Just a lot of consistency, really. I've been able to get a promotion at my job recently. That was pretty cool. I've been losing some weight consistently, and I'm still working with a coach myself, and we're basically in a phase of building a bunch of muscle, and we'll be cutting a bunch of muscle soon, or a bunch of fat to, see all the body changes and things like that. But other than that, it's just been just staying consistent for pretty much months at a time now. It's been about 4 months in.
Now, the last time we did our conversation, which would have been interview number 4, we was dishing on summer, how to stay in shape for the summer. We are now in the fall winter months. So I want to talk with you on that today because we know when we're in the house, listen, it's binge season. It's our guilty pleasure season. We go after everything that we love in the house, the comfort foods, shall I say. And I know for me, I've got addicted to Hamburger Helper. For some reason, I love the one that has the bacon in it, bacon cheeseburger, hamburger helper. That is one of my
Mm.
guilty pleasures. And I think that it's okay to indulge in moderation, but Dame, your take on it. We're now in the fall, winter months, so everybody's going to be inside. Of course, everybody's going to have their hot cocoa or their pumpkin spice latte. Me and Shayla, we was talking about that the last time we did our beauty conversation, everything pumpkin spice, and how addicting it is to so many people. And now, I don't know if you guys seen it on People magazine, but is it Chris? It was Krispy Kreme, and they came out with a new donut. So if you guys like cookies and cream ice cream, you'll know exactly where I'm
Mm.
alluding, where you see the cookie crumbles on the front of it. So I mean, it is going to be that season where we are now staying inside in moderation. So Dane, what are some tips that you have for people during these fall winter months?
Um, well, I've kind of honed my own little habits over the past couple of years when it comes to the winter. The first thing I'm gonna always say is you want to track your food. You know, you want to make sure you know what you're gonna eat, or at least have a plan. So, like, if you're a person who has a lot of family gatherings, or you like to eat at like, big group gatherings and things like that during the holidays, you want to make sure you know what you expect to eat or how much of it. Still enjoy yourself, go there and have fun, but keep in mind, keep a mindset about like, all right, if I'm gonna go there, I want to taste everything, not have a complete serving of everything, or I'm only gonna eat a little bit this day because I plan on pigging out tomorrow. Just have that kind of plan going into the party or the event. That way you don't feel any kind of regret if you overeat or if you feel like you missed out because you cut out all the carbs for the evening. You didn't get to enjoy any dessert. So that would be the first thing is just to kind of have a plan and know what you're gonna eat or what you have eaten. And then the second thing is, like you said, everybody's gonna be in the house. It's gonna be cooler. You don't want to go outside. Everything's gonna be trying to tell you to be comfortable and eat sweets and things like that. Be mindful of that and try to actively look for balance. And so if you can, go for a walk after you eat or before you eat. If it's too cold, then find ways to get active in the house or find a way to stay warm while you're getting active and things like that. But the biggest thing is going to be honestly your mindset through the winter. Nothing's really changing. Like the only thing that's changing is the weather. So your body still needs you to eat right. It still needs you to be active and you still got to get all your sleep and drink all your water. And the only thing that's changing is just the time of the year.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned Thanksgiving because before you know it, October,
Hmm.
we're now in this, okay, fourth, third week right here, going into the next month. Before you know it, Thanksgiving will be here. So I know everybody's looking forward to it. Everything, their favorite dish on the Thanksgiving table. So everybody's going to be with their family. They're not thinking about counting or monitoring or watching calories. They're looking at how much they can get of the turkey and the stuffing and all of these things. But even after that, you still have to be mindful. Like I said, I've been open and transparent about it here on my platform. I suffer from acid reflux, and I know that you can't lay down directly after you eat. I think that's a thing where we get so comfortable after we eat a good meal, we just want to lay down and take a nap because the food is so good. But you got to sit up. And I think it was Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles. She had, was it Michelle and Kelly and all the girls out, Solange, all of them, and they were out there doing jumping jacks. She had them running around the yard. Like, when you get at that table and you see all your comfort foods there, you get
Mhm.
that itis. That itis starts to kick in, and it is very real, y'all, to the point where you just don't want to move. You don't want to do nothing. So I totally understand. But you still have to be mindful. Make sure that you are getting up and doing something. Don't just sit there. Get up and get active because I know it's just like if you go to a buffet at a restaurant or whatever that may be, you still have to make sure that you, after eating all of that food, those large portions of food, you get up and you move and you do something because it's critical. You have to. That food will go right up in here and get stuck, and it's just not a good feeling. So trust me, for anybody who has acid reflux out here, it's just not a good feeling for you. So you have to make sure that you're maintaining and getting up and getting active as
And
well.
it takes work for your body to digest food in general. So if you're a person who does enjoy, like, there was a meme I saw going around, I think probably last year, it probably happens every holiday season, but they were showing pictures of people's plates. And they were like, it's the holiday season when your plate starts to look like this, and they had pretty much every item in the kitchen on the plate with a roll, or maybe cornbread, or whatever on top. If you know you eat like that, just remember your body has to digest all of that food as it sits in the stomach. And so that tired feeling we get is from our body using up energy to digest. So maybe for dinner, by the time you've gotten to dinner, you've done your entire day of energy or you spent it all. Now it's time to sit down and eat dinner, and then you put a big meal in your body. Your body has to still do all that work before bed, and then it has to go through all the processes of everything you've eaten. So if you've eaten a lot of sugary things, a lot of salty things like high sodium things, or if you didn't drink enough water for the day, your body has to deal with all of the things that you're putting into it. That's why my first step was just to be mindful of what you eat. So for Thanksgiving, everybody likes to eat turkey and things like that. Turkey does something to the body. Be conscious of that. Some people like sweet potato pie or dessert or pecan pie. These do things. These do very different things to very specific or in very specific and unique ways. So if you're a person that has like you said, acid reflux or some kind of condition that is specifically affected for you, be very mindful because this food is just there sitting on the table waiting to be eaten. And so if you're if you have a goal like I want to lose weight or I want to maintain my body, these are things you have to be very conscious of. And a lot of it comes from how much of the food we eat in
Oh yeah.
contrast to how active we are, because you can eat a lot of food, but you got to move. Like you said, you got to get active a lot.
And make sure you're drinking a lot of water as well too. Even though we're in the spring, summer months, you still have to make sure that you are staying
Mm,
hydrated as well too. Even though we're not like in the fall, winter months, you still have to make sure that you are drinking water and then taking water as well also. So make sure you guys are being mindful of that. Portion control. I know a lot of people are just like, well, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch it. But it's up to you. It's optional. And I tell people to do it in moderation. If you like a certain thing that you like to eat, do it in moderation. It's okay to have cheat days. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
So I see a lot of you coming in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking about staying healthy for the. We're now in the fall winter months, y'all. It's no longer hot outside. The months have gotten brisker and cooler outside. So definitely, yes, Chef Ladybug, shout outs to her. Welcome, welcome, welcome if you're just coming in. We are talking about how to stay healthy for the holidays up to come. So I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm in charge of macaroni. As per usual, I did it last year, so I'm in charge of it again this year. I'm looking forward to it. And my mom, she does her potato salad. So, I mean, everybody has their dish traditionally. And I know my cousin, she sometimes would do peach cobbler.
Mm,
So it goes back to that desserts in moderation as well too. Now, as we get out of the fall winter months, we're going to be going back into the summer. So you see what I'm saying? We're going into that spring
yeah.
summer. That transition, you're just like, okay, I want to get my beach body back. Start during the winter months. A lot of people work out during the winter season, and that's the best
Yeah.
time where it's not too hot. You don't have to worry about, you know, going outside with the flies and everything like I do sometimes. But be mindful of that. Be mindful. Make sure that you are getting up, getting active, and more importantly, staying on your feet because when you sit down, that food goes down there in your digestive system. So you want to make sure that you are moving so that everything goes through. Drink lots of water. That is also a great tip as well too. Now, I know a lot of people like the sparkling apple cider as we go into the New Year champagne. It's okay to indulge in those too. Wine, it's a lot of calories in wine though, but still, I mean, it's okay to have moderation. We can't police anybody and tell them, oh, you can't have too much of this, you can't have too much of this, or too much of this is bad. But do it in moderation and also be mindful. That's what I
Mm,
tell people. I know I'm gonna gain 200 pounds for Thanksgiving. Yes, and a lot of us have to wear those pants that have the elastic in the bands, where we have to unloosen it. It's just like okay at the table, like that's why Miss Tina had Michelle them getting up and doing jumping jacks. She had them doing something. It was a long time ago, but this is around Thanksgiving time. So that's what you got to do. Get up and move immediately after that food. Take a walk. And I had a girlfriend of mine. She says, I asked her what she was doing. She said, we done had Thanksgiving dinner because they were celebrating Thanksgiving with their family.
um,
And her sister and her mom as well too. This is around the time my mom was living. And I texted her and I asked her, I said, girl, what you doing? And she said, girl, walking this food off. So right after she got through eating her Thanksgiving dinner, her and her sister and her family, they went out for a walk. That's how you got to do it. Make it fun and make the family participate in it. But still, you can eat what you want during the holidays, Christmas holidays or Thanksgiving holidays, but still make sure you are staying healthy as well too.
And you can make it kind of like a habit because I've noticed, at least in my journey, the certain things you do every day help you help it get easier to do, or it'll get easier to do as you continue to do it. So like walking before a meal or just being more active throughout the day, start now in time for Thanksgiving. Like if you try to wait to do it, it's gonna be that much harder because you haven't done it. So if you're like you said, you know people that are already walking after meals, that's probably easy for them after a big meal at Thanksgiving. It's probably like on the back of their mind, like, yeah, after this I'm gonna go for a walk. You want to get into, yeah, like I said, kind of a habit or a flow with your activities. So if you're a person now, like it's like 4 o'clock on the East Coast now, if you're getting off of work soon, when you get done eating dinner, what's your plan for being active around dinner? It could be before dinner, it could be after dinner, but whatever your mind sets to, start to get into a habit of that mindset and keeping it and nurturing it throughout the year. So then by the time Thanksgiving does come around, it's so much easier to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's for anybody out there. Another thing is making sure that you are being mindful, protecting your peace as well during the holiday season, because I know it can be seeing family members you haven't seen. Whereas before in 2020, we were doing things virtually.
Mhm.
Make sure that you are keeping in touch with your family, reaching out to them, staying sane mentally, because not only we talk about the aspect where we get physical, where we're in the gym and we're literally exercising, but you have to make sure that you are protecting your mind as well too. That goes along with your body. That's a part of you. So make sure that you are staying sane. Black brunette. I'm looking at a message my friend texted me. I was texting back, but yes, make sure that you are protecting your mental peace, because I know for a lot of us, we've lost relatives, we've lost loved ones during the holiday season. Stay grounded and surround yourself with like-minded people who can keep you on the right track, whether that may be exercising. Find your outlet, what works for you. So Dame, as a coach, as someone who works with someone, what are some other tips that you would give people to be mindful, to protect their mind and their spirit as well too? Because we've got the body part, where we're out here and we're exercising and we're doing the work. How does that go hand in hand with the soul and the spirit as well too?
Um, a lot of it is gonna be kind of you gotta. It's difficult because for most people, we don't really have like stability throughout the day. Like for somebody to wake up and do what they got to do for the day and then just go to bed, that's a blessing, you know. So for most people, something's gonna go wrong, something's gonna go off course, or mess your day up or mess your mood up. So the advice I usually give people, if it's like even sticking with your workouts or just getting through the day or trying to get money or at work, you want to set your mindset on what the goal is and then work your way backwards. So if you want to take it just to keep it, consistent about fitness, if you want to lose weight, what does your body look like? And then what is that person doing? What are they thinking about when they first wake up in the morning? Who are they texting "I love you" to? Who's responding to these texts? What kind of
Yes.
car are you driving? Um, when you're listening to music, what does it make you feel like? Think of all these things and then work your way backwards. And then you're like, all right, am I any part of that person? And then work your way towards that person every day, and you'll start to see how you want to live your life, and then you'll start to kind of foresee what you're going to live your life like. So if you're a person that's like, I want to get up in the morning at 6 in the morning, I want to work out for an hour a day, 3 times a week, and I want to eat a certain way and I want to look a certain way, now you know how to get there, or at least you know what steps to take. And that can ease a lot of the stress in life because when things like, let's say you get sick or someone you know gets sick or you may lose a job or you lose money or something like that, you know what you're doing. You know what you can focus on. All these other things are just distractions because you know there's a certain person you're trying to be or a certain goal or stepping stone you're trying to reach. And like I said, it just makes it a lot easier. It's not gonna be 100% easy. It's not gonna alleviate the pain, but it helps you deal with the pain of like that mental stress that comes with trying to be consistent. And like you said, coming up with the holidays, some people do have stress about eating when it comes to the holidays or what their body's going to do, or sitting down at that dinner table and it's like, man, do I pig out in front of my grandma or, is grandma going to judge me for how I eat or whatever pops up in these people's heads. But once you understand what goal you want and you start taking these steps from the back forward, it's a lot easier.
That self-consciousness. Let me read
Hmm.
some of you guys' comments. This would be my first holidays without my granny. She passed away this year. I'm sorry, Naptown. Yes, and another thing, let me touch on that. To anybody who's lost a loved one, who's lost a sibling, that can be difficult as well too. We find ourselves sometimes emotionally stress eating, like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And the thing is, it's okay. It's okay. That means that you're human because there are other people in the world who stress eat as well too.
Hmm.
But there's other outlets out there for you as well too that are healthy alternatives. Writing is one, getting up, journaling. There's so many different things that you can do out here mentally that will help you protect your mind and peace and stay so that you stay sane through the holiday season. Because I know for losing anybody, when that time rolls around for Thanksgiving dinner, for family dinner, or Christmas dinner, whatever that may be, a lot of people get stressed out and they get upset or just depressed. They find themselves in a funk. But there's so many outlets out here. There are people who care. So reach out to people who care. And that goes back to what I just said, which is surrounding yourself with like minded people who are like you. Who've been form a club, do whatever you have to do. There's other people in the world who genuinely care and who do the same thing. I know I find myself sometimes stress eating. And y'all already know where I go to. Dame knows, Shayla knows, y'all know, Fashion Dolls, what my guilty pleasure is. And that is cookies and cream ice cream. That is whenever I'm stressed out, I get me a carton of that. If not a carton of that, then I will get a carton of the pineapple, the coconut, and then it's got some shavings of a little bit of this, a little bit of almonds. That's another one of my goals, guilty pleasures as well too. So I find myself binge eating ice cream
Hmm.
sometimes, but I've kind of have gotten away from that and focused on other things. And writing has been an outlet for me, hosting this platform, staying on my toes. I have an 11-month-old nephew, y'all, and he is already at the age where he's walking, he's standing up on his own. So that gives me energy, that keeps me on my toes. Even doing laundry, you can find yourself doing the little things and being active around the house. Um,
Yep.
I know a lot of people say I work out every day. I work out in the morning. That's that consistency. That's that passion. And they do. They stay dedicated to it. I have a girlfriend, and she exercises every morning. It's a ritual for her. She stays dedicated to it. So you find yourself a routine and a regime that works for you, and go with it. I know for me, I work out. The reason how I stay in shape is I stay active. I don't just sit around. Like, our parents always used to say, get up off of the couch. Don't sit there like a lump on the log, but get up and do something. Move around. And for me, doing chores, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios,
Hmm.
we always have to be doing something. My mom's a Libra, and I think I inherit that from her. I think it's rubbed off on me, where I just cannot be sitting still. I have to be doing something. I don't care what time of night it is, or yeah, midday. I don't go outside when it's pitch black dark and do laundry. But when there's some little bit of light, like around 6 or 7, then yes, that's my time. That's my downtime before I go to bed or whatever. I always try to find a time schedule to block off to do things as well too. Even hosting this platform keeps me on my toes because every day is like, okay, the anticipation is waiting. Before I came on, I
Yeah.
was dancing and listening to music before I came on with Dame. So yeah, y'all didn't see that part, but I was having a good time. That was after I got ready. But I always find myself being active even in the most things, whether it's chasing after my brother's toy poodle, making sure that she don't try to run in the road or run in the ditch any place. Yes, we still puppy sitting. Or my 11-month-old nephew. They literally will keep you on your toes. So children are the best exercise. I can tell you that much. And I must say that being an aunt has been a challenge, but it's so worth it because it keeps me energized, it keeps me active, and then most importantly, it keeps me alert. And that's one of the key senses as well too. So that goes along with spirit. So to anybody out there, your kids can be your great exercise. They're so inside pent up playing the video games that remember how we would do it back in the day in our younger days. We would go outside and we would play hopscotch, we do jacks, all of these different things. Now they are attached to the video game. Get them outside and make it a family thing to go for a walk in the park and go play in the park or play any sport. That keeps you active as well too, to anybody who is just like, I don't want to go to a gym. I'm right here at home. It's little
Yeah.
things that you can do around the house that keep you in shape. So yeah.
Mhm. And it's important to kind of find like what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like a open and willing mindset. Because like even in my own personal journey, exercise was viewed as a punishment in school. Like you did push-ups because you got in
Oh
trouble for
yeah.
class, you know? So for most people, when they think of like go walk or go to the gym or get the family together and go work out, it's like a chore in their mindset at first. It's not like a fun activity, like we're going to the pool. So I think once you kind of switch that mindset of like, okay, I want to walk or I want to get active. Let's see how far I can walk at the park or how long I can walk. When you start to have more of a positive yes attitude with it, it gets easier. And again, it makes that stress of everything a lot easier too.
When I tell y'all this woman that birthed me and brought me into this world, my mom, she would get up every day at 6 a.m. And she had a membership with the Y.
Mm.
So that's another thing. You've mentioned swimming. So she would take swimming lessons. She would take swimming classes. Every day at 6 a.m. she would wake me up and I'd hear a knock on the door. And she'd be like, okay, I'm getting ready to go outside. Where you going, ma'am? And she'd go right to that Y and she'd get in that pool and she'd go swimming, take her little swimming cap and everything with her. So that's another way to stay active as well too.
Yeah.
Not in the cool water when it's cold like this, but more so when the water is warm, if it's like a hot tub or something. And yeah, go swimming. Stay active. Stay active. There are so many ways that you can stay active during these fall, winter months,
Hmm.
especially during the holiday season. The leftovers. It's going to be so many leftovers. Like, I remember the last Thanksgiving dinner we did. We had so many leftovers, Dane. It was pie. My father bought, of course, the Patti LaBelle pie. I bought a pecan pie, and we had so many options. It was so many options in the house, and then my aunt sent stuff over, and then we were going to each other's houses. We typically would meet at my grandmother's house for Thanksgiving dinner, but everybody came and they were exchanging and swapping recipes and things to each other's house. Like my cousin I've mentioned, she would do peach cobbler. My
Hmm.
aunt would do banana pudding. Everybody had their thing that they would do for Thanksgiving. And last year, I told you guys I was in charge of the macaroni. There was none left. There was none left. And I think because I was the one that was majorly scooping out of it, I know where I scooped my portion out of it. And then my mom scooped her portion. My dad scooped his portion. So everybody had enough We had a lot of macaroni. Like it was a big tray. And we had to turn it horizontal ways so that we could fit it in the stove. It was so much. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of leftovers. So even with that, be mindful as well too. Eat what you want in moderation, but still make sure that you are intaking lots of water. Make sure that you're intaking vegetables, doing those things as well too, because those are critical. We need those, especially in a time like this where
Yeah.
they're trying to take away our health care from us. They're trying to take away our health care. They're trying to do all these things. We have to make sure that we are around to inspire the next generation. That's important as well. Also, another thing for me, I take vitamins.
Mm.
Now, I wouldn't do it every day. I do it every other day because I was reading somewhere at People Magazine. It was People Magazine. They say vitamins don't help you live longer, and I'm just like, what do you mean? And I clicked the article and I read in the whole term of it. My mom said, yeah, take your vitamins, do it every day. Vitamins A, B, C, and D. These are things that we need in our bodies. So
Yeah.
that's how my skin is glowing right now, not just because of the makeup, but even when I take it off, I was to take a wipe and wipe it all off, you would be like, wow, your skin looks amazing. And that's because I take vitamins and I drink water. Now, however, because Dame knows me, y'all know me. I have cheat things that I love. Cookies and cream ice cream. My mom, she's a Coke woman. I like Dr. Pepper. So complete total opposites.
Yeah.
If not a Dr. Pepper, then a cream soda. And do y'all know how much sugar is in a cream
Hmm.
soda? For you to have to be drinking, it's almost like, remember how we would make the root beer floats and we would put the ice cream on top? It's nothing but sugar.
Right.
And when you go on TikTok, you're even more tempted because there's a new dessert recipe coming out every day that everyone is cooking. It's just like, my God. It was one where they had chocolate. The cup was made out of chocolate and it had sprinkles and donuts and Nutella on top. I said, I was like a child in a candy store, y'all, when I tell y'all. Oh, Jesus. Like, this looks so decadent and rich. I said, if only I didn't have acid reflux. Damn, how are we doing this?
Stuff like that.
But it
It's
was
not good.
amazing. It was amazing.
Like honestly, if you look at things like sodas and juice and things like that, they're really supposed to be like once in a while type of drinks. But most people will drink like a tall glass of something, maybe two or three glasses in a meal. So drinks can be very, very tricky. And leftovers can be tricky too because sometimes we eat our favorite things faster. So then the only thing that's left over are things that don't really make up good meals. So you want to keep that in mind too. But yeah, it can be kind of tricky getting around like drinks and things like that. So what I've done is I started using water enhancers, and they have a lot of different flavors. So you got some that taste like soda, like you can make your own sodas at home, and you got some that taste like tea or juice or your favorite, fruit punch or something like that. And it's similar to what's already in the bottle. So I know some people they're like, oh, but the chemicals and the food coloring, all they really did is they took what Hawaiian Punch is in the big jug and replaced the sugar with like stevia. That's all they did. So it has all the same ingredients, the same like taste and feeling and things like that. It's just a different sugar that your body has to break down. And it for me, it's done so much for my fitness journey because now instead of when you drink like a normal soda that maybe you go to McDonald's, you get a small Dr. Pepper. That'll be 120 calories. But if you get a Dr. Pepper sugar free or Dr. Pepper zero, it'll be 10. And it'll taste the same. You'll get the same feelings. It won't change anything. But I think people get hung up on that kind of like really, really, honestly, it's a high you get from the sugar. It makes you feel really good. It's close to like a drug that you feel. But when you remove that and you get used to drinking water or enhanced flavored water, you don't really desire to drink sodas anymore. And I haven't really desired to drink sodas. When I drink it, it's kind of like a whoa, it's like a shot to my system. Because like you said, something like a root beer float probably has about a good day's worth of sugar for the average person just in that one cup. So when you take a good sip of that, it's gonna be a big shock to
That's
your
it.
system if you've been
That's
drinking
all she
water.
wrote.
Yep, and
It's
you're back
packed
at it. Yep,
sugar.
yep,
It's packed.
it's
And
packed.
if not that, then those drinks they have milkshakes. And like I said, they stack the donuts on top and you see the chocolate oozing out the sides with the sprinkles. I said, now this right here will give me a sugar attack. It's so many, and they look so decadent and so good, y'all. How they put the Nutella on it and make the cup where you can eat it. I mean, they do
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of stuff on TikTok. And I said, yeah, I'm going to get in trouble. I'm going to get a lot of cavities for this. And I know I'm going to get in trouble for this because it's got so much sugar in it. But I love it in moderation. Now, my mom, she can have chocolate. And I said, lucky you. You go ahead and you rub it in. And everybody else in the family, they can eat chocolate. I've had to cut chocolate completely out of my diet. Now, if it's like something that's like banana with acid reflux, because you have to be careful with that.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like caramel, I can have that. But dark, deep, rich chocolate, which they say is good for your heart, I can't eat that. But I can eat caramel and anything else. But
Is it
yeah, dark, rich chocolate like a Hershey's and the almonds, yeah, she can have that.
is it like the amount of sugar in the chocolate? Because I know there's like cacao levels and things like that in different chocolates.
And it'll set it off. It'll trigger it. And I remember
Mm.
my mom, she bought me these granola bars. Um, and I've seen them in the store as well too. And this the back has got chocolate on it, and in the front is like the oats as well too. I
Yeah.
said I ate one and I was done. I said, "Up, I can't eat this anymore." To Grandma, you go. You can have them.
And then
I can't eat them because chocolate or trickery. Yeah.
those bars, they dip them in chocolate, but the granola has sugar in it too. Like they'll cook it in more sugar and then dip
Hmm.
the whole thing in chocolate.
That's it. So I try to be mindful of that. But I mean, I can eat desserts, but I try not to get anything that's got chocolate in it that'll set it off or anything spicy. Now,
Mhm.
I used to love spicy foods like buffalo wings. Mild buffalo wings were my go-to, but I said, yep, I got to cut that out completely. So it's a lot of things that I've had to give up that I can no longer have. And I'm like, okay, y'all, listen, y'all can have it, but I can't eat it. Y'all can have it, but I can't eat it. Go ahead and rub it in. But I have other alternatives as well too, and I try to make sure that I don't pick up anything that's got any type of pepper or spice in it for me. There's so
Mm.
many alternatives out there for people out there who have acid reflux, like myself, who don't, who can't have spicy foods. I remember I made the mistake of picking up a, what was it, a pickled sausage, the little pickled sausages like you see in the store,
Mhm.
and it said extra hot. I didn't see that label on there. Honestly, I didn't. I just saw pickled sausage, and so my mom said, "Oh, extra hot, you're gonna be in trouble." Listen, y'all, I ate that hot sausage one day, and that was it for me. She was done. I was done completely. My mouth was, when I tell y'all, my mouth was on fire. Y'all watch the show Hot Ones, right? When
Yeah.
they eat the wings and they go up certain levels, that was it for me. So, I mean, it was because I didn't have anything to snack on per se in the house, so I had to go and grab a hot sausage. But never again. I learned my lesson after that.
Yeah. For
So
me,
yes, it's a lot of
sugar.
things.
A lot of the thing for me is like sugar, and it sugar is sneaky. Like it's in a lot of different things. Like you would think you would think it's not in like savory sauces or savory dishes. It's only in desserts, but you can find sugar in a lot of sneaky places. And when you were saying like how you get that real tired feeling after you eat, sugar does that because it spikes your insulin. Um, Especially if you eat a lot of it at once. So like one of those TikTok milkshakes, they kind of they're obviously showing you a ridiculous amount of sugar, but if you were to compare that to like a Starbucks drink, it would probably be very similar. And people don't really think twice about how much sugar you're eating and how fast you're eating it too. So yeah, it plays a big role. And the reason I say sugar for me, because right now I've been focusing on energy levels. So like you were saying with vitamins, like your vitamins help you keep this energy that you have for your shows, and combined with the water helps all these nutrients get through the body. So enjoying sugar is good in moderation, but if it's too much of it, your body's literally just pumping sugar through the system with no good nutrients. And that's why you want to find the balance in everything.
Now, the last thing is powder because I've seen people create things with powders as well too, like protein powders or muscle milk. Because I went
Mhm.
to the health food store. We have a health food store down here with my brother, and he would always get the protein powder. Like him and his girlfriend religiously, they work out. They are always staying active. They cut out certain meats. I love flaming hot Cheetos, but I can't have them anymore. Naptown, I didn't know that. My brother that I was talking about that has my nephew, he used to love those. He can eat them, but I can't have them. Even the hot fries. Y'all remember the hot fries? I
Yeah.
can't eat those anymore. Now I can eat the bacon and cheddar fries, but I can't eat the hot ones.
Hmm. Because I like spicy food. I eat too much spicy food sometimes.
And then you just like water, milk, your mouth is on fire.
Mhm.
You don't know which way to turn. You having to tuck your head under the faucet, literally because it is so hot. When I ate that sausage, y'all, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but then it wore off over
Mhm.
time because I just had to wait it out. I had to wait it out. I done ate it. Now I have to wait it out until this fiery feeling goes away. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have to give up certain things, but there's other alternatives out there for you. And my mom, she always tries to find me different alternatives. If they're shopping for food for me, or if I'm shopping for food for myself, or picking out certain things, I try to find other alternatives to it. Something that doesn't have a lot of seasoning in it,
Mm.
spicy seasoning. So she offered me some wings one day, and it was her, me, my aunt, and then my grandmother, my mom, myself, and my aunt, my grandmother, and they were sharing wings. And I said, "Nope, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna go and get me some chicken tenders. I think that's better for me. It's not spicy. Now
Yeah.
it depends also what sauce you use on those chicken tenders as well.
Yeah, because I know like Buffalo Wild Wings, they have something called Asian Zing. Those two words don't make you think spicy, but it's spicy, very spicy.
It, it'll have your mouth on fire. I'm telling you, y'all have seen ghost pepper. Y'all know what ghost pepper do? And any of these other peppers that they say, oh, it's from another country, it's a mystery pepper, and your mouth is on fire. And then that big hot chip that everyone I've seen everyone out here doing. Yeah, you gonna have to wait that one out. So to anybody who likes spicy foods, go ahead, have at it, have a field day. But I can't. I'll say acid reflux. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. Now, because when I would go to what was it, Pizza Hut, they would do the stuffed crust pizza, and
Mm,
we would get a lot. I know for me, pepperoni is one of my favorites. I would get a large pizza and mild buffalo wings on the side. That would be my thing. And you can get the bone in, or you can get the bone out. And so I would always get the bone in, and that would be my thing religiously. So I said, yep, I can't have these anymore. As I've gotten up in age, when you get up in age, you notice your body starts to go through certain changes. The things that you used to eat when you were younger, like, for example, peanut brittle.
mm,
A lot of people give up certain things as they get older. So, I mean, but my mom and my grandmother and everybody, they can eat it. They can eat it, but I can't have anything spicy. So I try to do it in moderation. But that was the only time was that hot sausage for me. But yeah,
yeah,
we covered just about everything from protein powders to staying fit for the fall, winter months to protecting your mind, body, and soul during this cycle.
yeah.
Do we have any questions for myself or Dame? It's always great chatting with you.
Oh yeah, these are
Music,
all.
what do you have coming up, Dame, as far as music before we wrap?
Um, I'm working on this. I guess you can call it a series. It's like a freestyle series. I have the first video up on my YouTube now, where I did a freestyle over Marquez Houston's song "Clubbin'." You ever heard of that one with R.
Yes.
Kelly? And basically, I'm just gonna go through a bunch of songs that have maybe beats or instrumentals that I like, and I'm gonna just see what ideas come up and just post it on YouTube. I'm not gonna put no spin on it. I'm not gonna, Spotify. You guys don't have to pay. It's just music I just want to put out just to keep the iron sharp and things like that. Because I do have an actual project I'm working on, but it's taking longer than usual, and I want to give you guys some music that I'm working on. But yeah, I do have the first one up on YouTube now.
All right, I can't wait. Let me see what Naptown says. It's some sauce called Flatline. You will get an autograph from God. Listen, it's so many spice. If you guys watch the show Hot Ones, you see how they go from different levels of spices. You got to know what your level is, what you're tolerant to. And I think that hot sausage for me, that did it right there. But if I was to go up to that ghost pepper, yeah, I would have been done. Eek. That would have been it. I would have not been hosting this platform. I just feel like I would have been one. Jesus, call me on home, take me home. Like this is so hot, my mouth is on fire. Now, I think a mild or moderate would be as Naptown mentioned those flaming hot Cheetos or the hot fries.
Yeah.
That's a more mild one. It's very mild, but if you go as you go up, it gets even hotter. There are some peppers that are out of this world in other countries that are super duper hot to the point where your nose start running, where you eat something very hot, and you know how it does. Your nose start running, your eyes start watering. It's just like,
Mhm.
oh God, I am done. So, yes, for all of my spicy food lovers out there, again, be careful with that. Enjoy it in moderation, but also be mindful of it as well too. So, Before we close out today's final show, Dave, are there some words or gems of encouragement that you would like to leave people during this crazy cycle on ways that people can protect their peace, stay grounded? What advice would you give to people before we close?
Um, I would say kind of what I said earlier. Know what your end goal is and work your way backwards. So envision everything from like how you think, what you're eating, what you look like, where you live, how you talk, who you're talking to, and how they receive what you're saying. Like think of all these things and then work your way backwards to get that result.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Fashion Dolls, I'm going to close out today's show with today's final thought from John Maxwell. And he says, the truth is teamwork is the heart of great achievements. So these next few remaining 19 days, we have to work together. And I had hair like Dame. I ate that sauce, now I'm bald. Listen, those peppers are hot, y'all. So to anybody out there, I'm giving you a caution. There should be a caution label on any type of pepper that you try to purchase out of the country. But they're so hot. I mean, it's so good. We love it so much how they incorporate different spices in our food.
Yeah.
But we gotta be careful with that. You could be just like me over here where I can't eat certain things. But yes, be mindful. Again, we work together, we uplift each other, we laugh together, we dance together, and we have to keep this enthusiasm and joy and optimism up these next few couple of days. It's gonna be dark, but trust me, there is something greater that is gonna come out of this for each and every one of us. And I love you all. Dane, where can everyone follow you and check you out?
You can find me here on Instagram or YouTube. Those are the best places. And it's Dame Smith.
Right, Fashion Dolls. And tell my girl Shayla we got to have her back on. You know it's the fall winter month, so that
Um,
Christmas season is around. Sorry, fellas. Y'all gonna have to go to Ulta and Sephora for us for me and Shayla's next sit down together because we gonna be talking fall winter beauty. So definitely tell her to reach out to me again. Because when we have our beauty conversations, we could be throwing so many gift suggestions out here. So fellas, that yeah, we might have to put a little dent in your wallet a little while. So many palettes coming out during the Christmas months.
yeah.
So you guys stay tuned. We have some great things coming up the next few months here on the show. And I love you all. Joining me tomorrow, we have Michael joins me tomorrow. So tune in and I will see you then. Take care, everyone.
Peace.